What is the most beautiful song you have ever heard? Debussy's Clair de Lune. I love Debussy, sometimes all I can think about is Debussy. Just make sure you finish on the Bach. Never finish on Debussy. Most good pianists enjoy Haydn and Debussy. Hop Pola by Sigur Rs, Your Hand in Mine by Explosions in the Sky. I believe Something written by George Harrison is the most perfect love song ever written. Imagine my surprise during the Get Back film when he brings an early version to John that goes There's something in the way she moves, attracts me like a cauliflower. My Sweet Lord, and Here Comes the Sun are other George Harrison songs that I think answer the question well. That guy made some beautiful music. Definitely Here Comes the Sun. Moonlight Sonata. The Breaking of the Fellowship. I suffer from severe migraines and for some unknown reason this piece always helps with the pain. U2.B. Too Many But Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce is very high up there for me as well as Ave Maria performed by Barbara Bonney. Edit, wow, thanks for all the upvotes and the award. Never was voted this much before, THX all. This must be the place the Talking Heads. I don't know if it's technically beautiful, but something about this song just gets me, right in my heart. It just feels like how I want love to feel. That was my wedding song. 'Cause when the moment I realized I wanted to marry her, I'd remember thinking this feels like home. Didn't take, we got divorced, but such a beautiful sentiment and love song. Over the Rainbow by Israel Kamakawi Wool. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Telephone Line, Electric Light Orchestra. Puts on Lipstick. Glad I Called That Guy. I really love Don't Dream It's Over by Neil Finn. Crowded House. His other band Split Ends and the song Message to My Girl. Those songs captivated me when I first heard them. I mean, early Kate Bush too. Some of those songs of hers like The Man with the Child in His Eyes and Symphony in Blue. I could go on. Saw Fleetwood Mac in concert and Neil Finn stepped in for Lindsey Buckingham. During the concert, Fleetwood Mac walked off stage and Neil sang Don't Dream It's Over. Way cool. A Case of You by Joni Mitchell might be it for me. But it has a lot of associations for me personally. Her entire album Blue really. Just magic. Harvest Moon by Neil Young would also be in the running for me. Band of Horses, The Funeral. Teardrop, Massive Attack. Mezzanine is low-key top 10 90s albums for sure. Mezzanine and Dummy got me through my adolescence. Rainbow Connection, Kermit the Frog. God Only Knows by the Beach Boys. Paul McCartney called it the best written pop song ever because it's constructed with the third of the chord in the bass, a very unusual device. Elton John, watching that interview, was inspired to write a song constructed that way and came up with Someone Saved My Life Tonight. I love music so much, but know nothing about music theory. What you posted is fascinating even though I have no idea what it means or why it makes a song special. I'm trying to find what makes God Only Knows and Someone Save My Life Tonight similar to each other in order to figure out what the third of the chord in the bass means, but I have no clue. Lol. The Blower's Daughter, Damien Rice. God, I haven't thought about it in years either. I came here to say this or Volcano. Damien Rice gives me all the feels. Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Bridge Over Troubled Water, Simon Garfunkel. Art Garfunkel's got one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. Amazing vocal on this. At the end it just soars. Deliver Us from the Prince of Egypt. The first time I heard it as an adult, I cried. So much suffering is just too grueling to stand. Real suffering. Like it as a kid, love as an adult. When You Believe is one of the greatest female-female duets of all time. Holy shit, that Hebrew part gave me chills. Harvest Moon by Neil Young. Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major, Opus 9 No. 2. Vincent by Don McLean. Edit, wow, thanks everyone for the upvotes. I'm happy you all see the same beauty that I do in one of my favorite songs. You've made my day. Avril 14th. That or maybe some Bach cello tunes. Holocene, Bon Iver. Fake Plastic Trees, Radiohead. Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. I will follow you into the dark death cab for cutie. Maybe it's just because it was a lost song from my childhood, but listening to it again after almost 10 years almost made me start crying. For me it was Transatlanticism by them. That song wrecked me, didn't even realize I was crying. Just resonates with me, especially at that time, and still does. Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers. Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. I know it's a little silly, but I just discovered Depeche Mode yesterday. I must have listened to Enjoy the Silence 6 times today. La Vie en Rose, Louis Armstrong. Wonderful version, but I think Edith Piaf's is even more beautiful. As the World Falls Down, David Bowie's small music video that it has in Jim Henson's Labyrinth adds to the beauty of it. Your Song by Elton John, I love that masterpiece. Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah. Little Wing, Jimi Hendrix, Lenny, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Pictures of You, The Cure. There was nothing in the world had I ever wanted more, Ethan, to feel you deep in my heart. Edit. Thank you for the award. It's amazing to see how a song has touched so many in different ways. I am glad we share love for awesome music. Peter Gabriel's version of the Book of Love. Scrubs finale with this song always had me in tears. Wicked Game by Chris Isaak. Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. Unchained Melody, Righteous Brothers, maybe not my personal most beautiful, but it deserves to be in this thread. Love of My Life by Queen. Freddie's vocal performance can't be matched by anyone, and every detail of the song is perfect, and it nearly brings me to tears every time I hear it. Night in White Satin, The Moody Blues. Beautiful arrangement and dynamics. Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. The Trapeze Swinger, Iron Wine. Gregory Alan Isakov's cover of this song is incredible. Both Sides Now, Joni Mitchell. The Sundays version of Wild Horses. At Last, Etta James Songbird, Christine McVie, Fleetwood Mac, Georgia on My Mind, Ray Charles. Lost Cause by Beck. In fact, that whole album, Sea Changes, is one of the most hauntingly beautiful albums. Beck's range is incredible. Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Scarborough Fair, Simon and Garfunkel. The Boxer is up there too with S.G. Plainsong, The Cure. Pictures of You. Hurt by Johnny Cash. My husband sang Even If when our son was dying and everyone sobbed. It was so beautiful. He doesn't sing much anymore, but that was special. Otherwise There, Katie. I listened to it a lot when we knew things were bad with our son, and my name is one letter off from Katie. It was like he was singing this pain-filled song to heal my heart. Thank you to the person who gave me Goat. Everlong, Foo Fighters. My Body is a Cage, Arcade Fire. I have had a horrible medical condition since I was a kid. The song sounds exactly as my heart feels, words happen to line up too. First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Roberta Flack version. Hide and Seek, Imogen Heap. Bread, Everything I Own, a song that could be about a failed relationship but was actually about David Gates losing his dad. Time to Say Goodbye, Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman. Played at my grandma's funeral 2 days ago and it was perfect. Silence by Delirium, featuring Sarah McLachlan. Make sure you get the unabridged 634 version and not the radio cut, it absolutely destroys its flow and harmony. When I was 19, a friend of mine had just graduated boot camp. He came home and met both his best friend and I at his mom's house, and we headed out shortly after. But before we did, he sat in front of his sound system and just listened with his eyes closed to Orbital's Halcyon and on, another excellent choice in this vein. I didn't understand why then. Once I myself graduated boot camp, this song became for me what that song was to him, a reset of my soul from a hardening trauma that you can't explain, you can only feel. This song healed my soul. I hope you find the song that does for yourself.